Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, everybody? It is time for my 2 cents. I am your girl, Pastor Steph.
Shantice.
And I'm that Brooklyn guy.
That Brooklyn guy. Ooh.
Right?
Well,
That
can you hear me?
Brooklyn guy, Ainsley. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, okay.
It's been a couple of weeks. We didn't celebrate birthdays and been on vacation and all kinds of things. And we're back to wrap this whole thing up. Oh my goodness. How excited are you to wrap this up, Ainsley?
I'm very happy. Oh my God, I'm very happy to get this. To move on, move forward.
All right. What about you, Shantice?
Yes, I'm excited to talk about wrapping it up with reasonable doubt.
All right. Well, before we get started, we're going to wrap up the madness. So, when last we finished, I believe we were at episode 4, Radioactive.
Yes.
And Muncie was all over the news, all over the city news and everything. And now he's after, what is his name? What's when he goes up into the man's building?
Oh, yes.
To go talk to his son or try to find out. He meets the father. All right. Ainsley, what you got for us? Give us some highlights going on from episode 4 all the way to the end.
Oh my God, it's just too much, man. Actually, I just finished on watching it all up. And to me, there's so much twists and turns, and this happened, then that happened, and this way, and then that happened. There is so much, and it's kind of hard almost to keep track of everything. And it's like everybody's getting killed off, and it's like, how in the world is this going to end? The part you mentioned, with that, and to me, I don't know how far you want to jump. To me, the most
let's take it all the way out.
Second thing, well, you really had like first of all, when they finally he gets arrested, and then let him out, then he just walks out the back door.
Oh.
I was like, you in now, you caught, blah blah blah, and you and you out. And to me, the most it was a lot of crazy things though. The FBI agent, the one he was drinking with and having conversations.
Yeah.
When he decides, okay, when things didn't go the way he wanted to go, and he kills himself. I'm like, you ain't got no help now.
Right. Because I was the only person that was believing him.
Yeah. Who believed there was more to it than just to meet the eye. You're trying to get to the root of the issue and stuff like that. And I guess with the culmination of trying so hard, and you bring all this evidence and to his superiors, and they're like, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, we got it. Let him go to Philadelphia PD on Muncie. Go to the Philadelphia PD. That's it. You did your job. Thank you very much. I mean, after a while, I guess it could be humiliated, but do you want to end your life because of that? So anyway, that was a quick thing, and I would have been highly upset if they had to let what's her name, Muncie's wife, die.
Oh man.
Well, she got first when she got was the woman Jane, when she got into her in a house and pulled a gun on her. I was like, yo, if you shoot her, kill her right now. I'm like, I ain't watching no more of this. I think that was like episode 8 or 8. I was like, I ain't going to be present.
That's the last episode. Yeah, episode 8. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 7. All right, it's 8. Yeah. So I don't want to see no more of this. And yes, that's something that was more of the biggest highlights from 3 to 8. Yeah.
Okay. That's very short-lived.
Yeah.
All right, Shantice, what you got from 3 to 8? We wrapping this whole thing up here.
I actually loved this series. It was a lot going on, but whoever the writers were, they knew how to keep your attention, in my opinion. That it didn't give me a headache. It wasn't like too much just simultaneously happening, or they mentioned something in one episode that would have needed a follow-up, and then it's like, well, what just happened? You never went back to such and such or so-and-so. I love the wife of the guy who was murdered. I love how she decided to help Muncie. I love that. And it meant risking her life. It meant risking, but it seemed like she felt she owed that to whomever, because she was once upon a time a part of that life, which caused a lot of stress and dysfunction and stuff to, the world in itself. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? No, he's not my husband anymore. He wasn't my husband anymore. But once upon a time, I was a part of this. So you know what? I believe you. And if there is something I can do, I'm going to do it. And she was able to eventually convince the group that she was genuinely down with them. So they conformed and was able to all get busted. For the most part, most of them able to get busted. And it just goes to show, like, people ain't really about that life. Because why are y'all running in all this like that? Now that the cops here. I thought, like, what happened?
Right.
What's y'all about that life? Trying to get that lady down. Oh my goodness. The was helping.
She's never dying. She's like Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers. She just would not die.
Yes, and her biggest competition was the wife, Muncie's wife. And I was happy to see that also, that she didn't die. But Demetrius completely lost it at that point. He was down with the cause and everything. What was going on with his father, he didn't like all the things they were saying about his father and everything. But once his mother got shot and it seemed like she's going to die, he was just like, nah, I don't care about nothing anymore. I love the dynamic of how this helped to bring him and his daughter together. And I love the realism within it, because it wasn't like, okay, you've been an absentee father, or I really don't mess with you like that. And then I'm still just a brat. I'm still mad at you. I'm not going to help you, or I'm going to be around, but I'm going to just always be so nasty and rude and da-da-da-da. It was that gradual, like realistically, like, okay, you messed up. You wasn't there. You tried to fix your wrongs, but not with me, with your new family. But you know what? I could leave you here, but I'm going to help, because it's not only about you, it's also about my brother, and stepmother, but mainly with her brother. The situation with the cops was a typical, it's like the music business. Once they feel like I need to shelf you, the case gets shelved. They put it in a folder and it gets washed, and they don't understand what that does to the cops you assign to put on these cases. You want and expect them to give their all, and then when you decide it's washed and they should be done, you want them to be done. And it's like, how fair is that? Like, no, I'm gonna need to see this through, because I've gotten attached to the situation, the people involved, the victims. I had to, in order to have a passion to do the job. And now you just telling me that the job should be done. It is enough to make you go mental and take yourself out. It's like, even if it's okay, I wouldn't have done that. But it's like, when you really sit and really pay attention to what these cops have to go through, especially like detectives, where they got to go either undercover, or they really got to be really in depth and in tune with the people. Like, that's a lot of investment. They risk having their families, they risk having their own lives. Like, it's crazy. So it was like, a wow, that really happened, but not really too surprised. When the family friend, the heavyset guy who was Muncie's father's friend, he got shot. almost like his
Yeah.
uncle. I was like, no, not uncle, no, because he was willing, you know, to still give him what he needed and what he needed to hear, but willing to help. I love how Muncie
Isaiah. His name is Isaiah.
Isaiah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how Muncie didn't run, even though his initial plan was to, which how many of us wouldn't consider that after putting in my due diligence, and no matter where I turn, you still trying to comfort me. But him turning around because he thought about what his daughter said and the fact that, okay, if I run, this either ain't never going to get settled, or I'm really going to be running for the rest of my life. So I really like that. I love how after all was said and done, it's like, okay, now I can rebuild. I can rebuild my life. My wife is still here. We can actually reconcile. It looks like we can reconcile now, even with all this craziness, all this madness. Me and my daughter are in a better place. I've repaired things with my son. You know, so I love how that ended. Again, it wasn't unrealistic because they didn't just show this humongous kumbaya, but just showing that, okay, yeah, this was crazy, but I'm still willing to stick it out with you. You know, but that whole thing, and you know, the scene where the guy that Muncie had to go see with the crazy lady who was behind everything when she was there, but the driver came and picked him up and said, just get in the car. Right. And he turned around and injected the whatever that was, the sleep.
Right.
Whatever that was. Yeah. That's the reason why I always sit behind the driver now. That is the reason why whenever I get in like an Uber or a Lyft, I said, because I would normally do it anyway. But after seeing that, I was like, oh yeah, no. Because if you try to reach behind to grab me or do anything, by the time your arms try to come around, more than likely, I'm going to be able to see. But that right there was just so unexpected. So like, wait, what? That was a plan. It really was a plan because he just immediately turned around and injected him with this needle, whatever was in that needle. So it was like, okay, so even though this was scripted, but these are things that actually happen. And that's something that every time I get in, I not only am I attentive, but I sit right behind the driver.
And you know, the expectation is for the passenger to sit on the right side. Passenger. That's why the front most time is moved up to make more leg room and stuff like that.
No. Because in case I got to punch the back of your head or something, I need to be right there. Already be sitting right. That's what I said. It was already things that I was thinking, but after seeing that, it was just like, okay, this just solidified that whole. This is my permanent seat right now, as long as I can help it.
Your PSA everybody, okay.
Yeah, but it was really strategic how, and of course it helped that he was a journalist because now I know how to investigate. I know how to. When he was able to walk up into the father's house and the father started telling all the business, I was like, sir, how you just telling all this business? Well, you know, he was doing this, and then he got kicked out the military, and then what do you know? Then he started doing.
Right, as a stranger, you let somebody in your house for the first time, and then you spill it all of this.
Yes, you just needed someone to drink with, and then you get mad when you realize that the person you talking to isn't who you realize you didn't give nobody a chance to really say anything. Right. It's like people really need to be careful about what they're saying because they don't know who they're talking to. Ridiculous.
Well, one of the things that I ended up liking, you started off with when they ended up going out to the house, and you know that's when this Julia really makes her presence known because she looks like some security detail.
Oh my God.
And then when they start shooting one another, in the
like the mansion house thing.
Right. And all chaos breaks loose. And I'm like, yo, this is just way too much going on. And then he jumps into the water and ends up with the other crazy man, out with the dog. I'm like, yo, I mean, you can't win for losing. So now you got this guy who
it was too much,
it was like another whole entity. I'm
you
like, okay,
all
so
the rocks and that in the water.
Right. I'm like, you found laid on the side of this beach thing, and then the man brings you in, and now you're held hostage. I'm like, yo, I can't. It is, it was, and then it ends up being something about some nerve agent, and I'm like, okay, so normally they don't include us when they're talking about all these different types of, things, these nerve agents and things like that. But I was like, goodness gracious, even in the hospital, she's after him in the hospital. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you said, Ains, it's like one thing after another, after another, after another. It's like it keeps you moving. When they meant for this to be a limited series, they really did. Because man, they crammed everything up in here. All right, so what'd you say?
I couldn't do 10 episodes. I'm glad I had it in the 8.
No, that's I agree. I'm like, okay, so you did 8. That settled it. Let me go back a little bit and greet our viewers. We got a check-in. Is that Serge checking in from tonight or earlier? I can't really tell. Who's Harley 08? But hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a check-in from Alpha Trader. I don't know who that is. Hey, we do have a check-in from Serge tonight. We got a check-in from Mrs. Harris. Hey, Mama Harris. Thank you so much for joining us, and whoever else is out there viewing My 2 Cents with us, reviewing at the current moment The Madness, the Netflix special. All right, so let's wrap this up. How are we happy it ended? Ains, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm glad it ended, and I'm kind of glad it ended how it did. Sometimes things end, you're like, okay, because I'm like, I can't do no more. So I'm glad this kind of ended like this. I don't want to see a Madness part 2. That the guy behind everything, he really get his, and so happens to be from, I think, from the white supremacist group and whatnot. And okay. I'm glad, you realize, because at the time, you realize, he got to go. He has to go one way or another. And I can't condone it, but remember when it was in the warehouse, and Muncie, he closed his eye. At one moment, it looked like he did shoot him. I would have been mad right then if he had did it. But it's not gonna be right if he do it and whatnot. So, but I'm glad the guy, he did get his. Other people behind that was it. You kind of see that even Muncie's wife, or to be what was to be his ex-wife, even when she was in the hospital, she said, "Listen, right now while I'm in the hospital, take care of Demetrius, their son. But when she gets better, she loves him, but she needs her space." And which is obvious, because it was like he was bringing all kind of drama to them, and but they still patched up, because you could tell she did still love him, and there was still some reconciliation. So even at the very end, versus show Muncie with his daughter and his son, they end up doing they doing, and you see his wife come in. So you see, okay, they finally come together. So it was like would you hard to say sometimes, like a nice ending. So everything happened as it should. We close up the story. There's no Madness number 2 coming.
Right. All righty.
No more.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling the way you're feeling. Shantice, how did you like the wrap up?
I love the wrap up. I think the way it was written, it doesn't call for a part 2, which is great, because there's nothing to come back, to. It's like, okay, it ended. You would have to literally create a whole other scenario, a whole other murder, and to watch this same person, whether it was him or anyone else, but watch the same person then go through something like this again. Not realistic. So it would have to end there. So they actually did a phenomenal job with how they were able to write it and wrap it up in only 8 episodes, because typically a short series is about 10. So for them to do it 8 episodes short, and I believe Cross was only 8 as well. Again, another series that was great writing, had great writing. So yeah,
but Cross is coming back though, right?
Cross is coming back, but see, that's a little different because Cross is a cop. You know, so you can come back with Cross doing another case. You know, it may not have to be to where they're targeting his family like in, you know, the first season, but he's a cop. So you're going to be dealing with crazy stuff every day versus a journalist who's trying to get framed for murder. But when he was in the Pocono, it was just like, okay, what other insane in the membrane type thing is going to happen to this person? So I think it was wonderfully wrapped up. Again, I love the ending. I love the wife recovering and him being able to recover with his children, so on and so forth. Loved it.
Okay. I'm with you all. You know, they did a nice, good wrap up, and you know, no possibility of it coming back. And sometimes things just need to just end. You know, it's okay to end it. You know, you don't always have to see a continuation. I'm glad he ended up on the top. And what happened?
He didn't kill himself. The cop didn't kill himself.
Oh, okay.
No, when he went to get in his car, there was someone in the back seat.
Okay.
And they shot him in the head. So then they made it try to look like, but he didn't.
Oh, that's what happened?
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't kill himself.
Oh.
And Isaiah didn't die. He later on.
He didn't die. He just got shot. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. They just said that because you know, he's a big older man. He getting shot and fall down the steps. Fall down the steps. It almost did it by itself.
Right. right. Big time.
Yeah. So I know they put that in. All right, good. Yeah, okay.
All righty. Let's talk. You know, we got our upcoming My 2 Cents awards, and let's talk if we got any nominations out of this. Do we have what's his name, Coleman Domingo for lead actor, or you know, what do you think?
Absolutely for lead actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely. I thought it was really good. I got to give a nod to what's his name? The young man who played Demetrius. What's his name? Thaddeus.
Yes, I would like to see. Yes, I do too. Thaddeus Mixon. I'd like to see him show up for our. We talked about having like a young person's award. I guess we'll figure it out. The title of it, but yeah, I think he held it down well. Also, if you had to go for supporting actor, who you going for?
I would go for the one who played Demetrius.
No, he's in the kids category.
Oh, he's in the kids. Okay.
Yeah, the young people's category.
Marsha Stephanie Blake. She's the one who played the wife.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have her. What about my boy?
Deon Cole.
Deon Cole.
I like Deon Cole. But was he
as large as supporting?
That's significant. Yeah, he's definitely support. But I don't know if it was that's significant enough.
Okay. What about?
Yeah,
I know what you mean. What about Callie? Gabrielle Graham.
Now, which one is that?
That's the daughter.
The daughter, the one who played the daughter.
Not enough to be nominated in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm on the fence.
She had. Well, I mean, we can, listen. We're throwing these things out here to give people some thought. We'll come up with this positively as we are doing our nominees in the next week or so for the awards. I would like to personally see John Ortiz,
I
who
was gonna
played
say that.
Franco.
Yeah.
Yes, who played Franco Quinones, the
Yeah.
cop. You were talking about Shantice. I would really like to see him,
I agree.
you know, get some nod. He did a really, really good job.
I agree.
Definitely did a really good job. I'm looking here at the list, and I think we've pretty much covered, the major players here that would even, come up to some nominations. So we've got some. I want to see something here. I want to see something. They don't have a picture of the individual who, her name is Janine Daniels, and she is actually, they have her credited for the story. Now, the interesting part is when you read her credits, she has a credit of supervising producer on P-Valley. And that's the one on FX. So I don't know about that one.
What's her name?
Season 3. Janine Daniels. And they say she wrote on Snowfall, which is one of my favorite. Yeah, she wrote on Snowfall. So I'd really like to get a picture of her because, it is P-Valley. Why did they put FX? Okay, it is the P-Valley. We know, the one from Stars. So she also has some writing credits from Snowfall and P-Valley. And she's hanging with the big dogs because she did really a good job here. We were talking about the storyline, and she really did a really good job. So I like to see us, we were talking about going behind the scenes on this here, because a lot of the behind the scenes people, especially those of us on this side of the fence, we don't get a lot of credit. So I'd like to do some research to check out this Janine Daniels to see if, we can actually, give her a nod for her writing, because she did a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, there's no picture of her.
Yeah, that's just, I don't find a picture of her on the internet either. So maybe I'll do a little more digging. But I would definitely like to see what we can do with that. All right. So kick it or click it, Brother Ainsley.
Click it.
All righty.
Click it.
All righty.
The more of it, I'll say click it.
Okay. And we've got a kick it or click it for you, Shantice.
Absolutely click it.
Okie dokie. All right. We got a check-in from our girl Vivian. Hey, Viv. What's going on? Thanks for joining us. We got a check-in from Teresa. Hey, Teresa. Hey, thanks for joining us. We got Pastor KL on with us.
What up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. And we got our girl hanging out in the background with us, Anika. Hey.
What's up, Malik?
All right. So, Reasonable Doubt. We stopped at episode, number 5? No, yeah, 8. No, we weren't. We were at 6. Were we not? Oh, no, it's right. 5, 6. How many episodes? 10 in total, right?
Yes.
Okay, we left the last 4. The last 4. So we were up to, episode 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, Shantice, you get first dibs on this series.
Woo! They're stepping their game up as the seasons go on. Okay, so the tail end of Reasonable Doubt season 3. So I love the courtroom scenes, of course, because I'm a courtroom drama girl. I loved the tactic, and I believe we went over this really in depth the last time. The tactic that Jax had with Monica, swaying her to believe that she was going to be on that side, but it was really just to be able to get her on the stand so she could expose who she was really and what she did to us. I loved the dynamic that Ozzy and Jax was able to have. You know, where he started to really understand what real love was. And real love wasn't babying you, coddling you. It was telling you what you needed to hear and doing what you needed. And he really started learning how to appreciate that. His parents were the worst. The worst. They were so distraught because they found out that not only had he been raped and, you know, sexually abused and misused, so on and so forth, but when all that came out about what they did, you done found out that your husband was cheating, but because you hated Ozzy's girlfriend, you wouldn't had the video messed with so that it could be her face on his mission. It was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's just way too much time invested in being this stupid. Like, listen, you are not the first mama to not approve of your son or daughter's boyfriend or girlfriend, whether they were good or bad. But to go to the lengths that they went, it was just like, okay, you put it on, you tried to put it on your husband in the courtroom to put reasonable doubt in their minds that her husband was innocent, only to find out. And poor sissy, poor sister. They just, especially with the father, you know, well, you're responsible for this, and you're responsible for that, and you're responsible for your brother, responsible for your brother in that way. And you really making this girl believe that everything that was going on wrong with her brother was her fault. No wonder she had planned on going to the cabin to kill herself. It's like, listen, I really didn't have anything to do with any of the chaos in the melee. But after talking to you, you make me feel like it was all because of me. Ridiculous. I loved, and I saw it coming anyway. I love the fact that Jax just walked up out that firm.
Okay, so wait. Hold on. I didn't say do like this with madness.
Oh, okay. Well, then
all right. So let's do this. And I did this before, and this enabled us to kind of catch everything. So let's talk about this in sections. So since you have brought up the family dynamic, Ozzy's family dynamic, let's stick to that. Ainsley, you got the family dynamic occurrence from episode 6 through 10. What are we talking about?
This is the classic case of dysfunctional. When you think everything looks okay, you know, what looks good in front of the camera really shows that behind the camera, all hell is breaking loose, you know. So you got a kid, he's like the star, the money maker, being sexually abused, taken advantage of from his publicist. His sister is being like supposed to be his caregiver, whatnot, and she's going through her being unappreciated, but she got all these demands to place on her to watch over her brother. But it's like she can't really just be a real sister. You got a father who's sleeping around. I mean, it's like really the stuff he really does and whatnot. And the father, you know, it's not in the storyline, but it's like, so you don't have that kind of relationship so your son can even come to you when something bad happens.
Right.
You know, you got a mother, you know, who's supposedly seemingly supposed to be like on your side, but really she's, I mean, But okay, first the thing is, we find out your husband is cheating. You despise your son's girlfriend that much. The extreme to seeing what you do to keep your control, try to put your control over him. At what point are you gonna let this boy? That's another thing. You keeping him, treat him like a boy. Like he needs all this handling and stuff like that. Well, how about the real parenting come in? You know, go, hey man, you know, come on, and let him make his mistakes. Come on, because he's feeding your pocket. You know, clear definition of dysfunction throughout that whole family and stuff like that. And you know what it is one lie. You need to cover up the lie. You gotta do something else to cover that up. You cover that up. And it's just a mixed match of lies, cover up, and who gets hurt the most is Ozzy. So it's a clear definition of madness. Now, even though they didn't know Ozzy he got sexually abused, you would think maybe at that point, at least at that point, out of all the madness that the mother you did, it was like, okay, hold up. Enough with all of this. But y'all still gonna keep on going on with your madness and stuff like that.
Right.
Even the father. Come on. Son, you know, at what point, so there's no end to it. You know, so it's definitely a example of a clear example of dysfunction, that whole family.
The thing that kills me is when it comes to the mother now being angry with the father to the point where she manipulates the video. It never occurs to you that it's gonna hurt your son.
It doesn't matter.
He's already on trial. And you care so little that you're going to put that out there to her, and it's going to hurt your son. And like you said, Shanti and Ainsley, it just so doesn't matter in all of your melee and trying to kill one another by any means necessary. It's amazing. That's the part that killed me. Now I could see, you know, you hate your husband so much and you want to, you know, put doubt on the fact that maybe he is responsible for actually committing this murder. But to the degree where you hurt your son, or, you know, it continually after you find out that he was sexually abused, it's like, yo, where do you stop? All right. So we got some comments up in the room. We've got, hold on a second. Teresa says they were the worst. Yes. Anika says, yes, they did more to cover themselves than the son. Absolutely. Teresa says all they care about was the money. Dealer killed. Absolutely. You go kill the dealer. Y'all are out of control. The father was useless. Vivian says, yeah, their family was sick through and through. It wasn't hard to believe the sister's story. Anika says, even with the sister enabling his self-medicating. And Sir says she let her jealousy of her husband get involved in her son's relationship with his girlfriend. And Vivian says, I'm happy Jax was able to develop a relationship with Ozzy that wasn't about anything but care and concern for him as a human. And Sir says she didn't like white girls due to the affair of her husband. Yeah. So this is the crazy part of it all, that you would continue to further damage your son in order to get back at your husband because your relationship is just so chaotic. Now, let's talk about Eddie. Ainsley, you got first dibs on the Eddie story.
All right, I'm trying to remember. Eddie.
Eddie is the father, Jack's dad.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, I pulled this up real quick. So now this thing, you know, I'm trying to remember the last few episodes. I'm trying to remember him.
remember now, he meets up with the guy at the rehab thing, and he's talking about how he hasn't used, and then he meets up with the sister. Come to find out that there's a sister involved.
Right. Sister involved. Right. So suppose there's a plan in place. So supposedly maybe, so the sister they could connive some money, so to speak, this, that, and another. I think though, but I'm actually though, do you think the plan was really him or the sister?
I think it was the sister. I could be wrong, but I think it was the sister.
To me, I'm gonna say that because to me, because he seemed more. Even though I was rooting for him. Seemed more like rooting for that. He was more on the up and up because he had his game pretty much together and whatnot. Very charismatic, and but it was like the sister, and I realized when it was the scene when she came to Jax, and the sister was trying to say, well, no, he's the one trying to run game and whatnot. But I really think it was really her trying to push it.
Yeah, because she was the one who asked him, did you get the money from Jax? Did you ask Jax for the money? So you came up with this story later about this was all him. My question is how? You were the one asking the question.
Right. Because to me, seemingly he had his place. He was working and stuff like that. So to me, he was the one more okay. He was more okay, just trying to establish, supposedly just there and just happening in time when Jack's mother went through her thing, and so to me, I didn't see any more like I didn't get the like he was more conniving, really planning for Jack's money.
Okay. I have a question. Do you think he's still on the up and up about Mama Lou? He's there for her now, and he's going to help her with her, illness. And now he's the power of attorney. And I don't know, Shantice, what do you think about that piece?
Power of attorney is crazy. I believe he's on the up and up about everything. He understands the damage, all of the damage that he did. His relationship with Jax, his relationship with Mama Lou, his relationship with the younger daughter. And his whole thing is, I just want to be able to say I'm not only in recovery from the narcotics, but I'm in recovery for life, for my life, like everything in my life. That's the vibe I get from him. I don't get fake. And I think that's one of the reasons why he responded to Lewis the way that he did. Because it's like, yo, you have no idea what I'm trying to do. Like a lot of people, they kick whatever drug habit, and they're trying to repair whatever they messed up in their life, but I'm like really trying to do everything at once, and I'm determined to stay clean from drugs, stay clean from being a beat up dad. I want to get in my grandchildren's life. I see that Jax is a no nonsense person. So not only is she a no nonsense person, but what she does for a living helps to always keep her alert and guard up. So for me to now invest time in trying to scam her, that planet is going to be very short-lived. But anytime you have me meet you at the funeral home because you felt like this is where you the next time you were going to see me was at the funeral home, because I would have killed myself from dealing with drugs.
Right.
This is someone who a smart cookie, and she's always thinking she has to for her career. She's always thinking 9 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. So I believe that was 100% the daughter, because even when he had to shut her down, like, okay, you do that, then you don't get any of my money, from my benefit. I'm able to kick you off, break you off something. And that shut her down right there. She was mad that she didn't have a comeback, but she knew she needed his money. So I believe that's older daughter, but I believe he's really on the up and up about everything. He may have overstepped his bounds, some like just popping up to see the grandkids and everything, but because he's so anxious to just prove that like I'm not who you remember me to be. Despite what your husband believes, despite what anyone may say, like I want to prove that I can be the father, the grandfather, the ex-husband. Because just because you my ex-wife don't mean we gotta hate each other. Like, let's have a really good relationship, So I feel like he's really genuine. But that daughter just helped to set so much doubt, helped to set Jax backwards.
So before I read the comments, why do you think there's this twist with Mama Lou signing over everything to Eddie opposed to Jax? Ainsley, what you think?
I don't know. She explained it, but it didn't make no sense to me, really. Because, I mean, like, that's your only child. And it's like, okay, maybe you don't want to butter her and stuff like that. But, I mean, your connection to Eddie is that strong that all of a sudden he just happens to be here. And now he got to handle all of that. Stuff that what Jax goes through and deal with on an everyday, high powered attorney. She's smart. And like we dealing with somebody, but you wouldn't get a power attorney to your ex. I don't really get it to a certain extent. It's not as though Jax really needs what she has. It's like it's that thing more so. Jax kind of supports her to a certain extent, but I don't get it.
Okay. Shantice, what? I mean, this is a real twist where Mama Lou turns everything over to Eddie opposed to Jax.
I feel like it could be so. That's her way of kind of assuring they have to speak. Because even though he has power of attorney, Jax is not just going to roll over and watch him do whatever. Just watch him have all the say. Look at how she handled the situation with Tony. And that they kept having to ask, do you want to represent in this case? Like, do you want to be here? She's like, no, I'm good. But yet was shutting everything and everyone down. And she was correct with what she was saying. But from the second Eddie came back around, Mama Lou has just been on this whole talk to your father, spend time with your father, return your father's phone calls, do this, do that, and she knows her daughter is more than capable of taking control over everything, whether Mama Lou has something in writing or not. Jax is, even with her being emotionally and mentally distraught if something was to really happen to her mother, she's more than capable. And she knows she has the support of Lewis, who she also has a good relationship with. So that's not the issue at all. But I think that was just her way to ensure that both of y'all are in tune with me. This is my way of making sure I still have both of y'all involved in whatever's going on with me. Because things could be good, but then now look what happened. Because of the little sister, now you're second guessing if you want a relationship with your father now. So if you have power of attorney, it's nothing to just close the door on him and not speak to him. Okay. But if he has power of attorney, you still gonna make sure, because it's my mama and because I know what I'm doing, we're gonna dialogue about something. I don't care what that paper says. So I think that was just her way of ensuring they're both involved.
Okay. Yeah, because to me, it didn't make any sense either. You have someone who is, last you checked, he was a drug addict. He may be clean, but who's to say he's going to stay clean? You haven't been in touch with him. You haven't lived with him yet. So how would you be so positive about who he is that you would turn over all of your final business regarding your care and your burial and everything to this individual, which is really, crazy. So maybe that it kind of makes sense based on who Mama Lou has shown to be, but I can't see any other possible reason why this is going on the way it is, because that was really a real twist and a jab to her daughter. Have to be a jab to her daughter, you know. All right. Vivian says, let's see, she's jealous and wanted to ruin their relationship to hurt her dad. Okay, that's the sister. Teresa says the sister is jealous. She's going to be a problem. She's going to try to extort money from Jax. I agree with you, Teresa. I think that's definitely a direction that they're going in. Anika says the father and other daughter, I feel, is still scheming. Yeah. I think the daughter's. I don't know about Eddie. I'm still on the fence about Eddie, but definitely the daughter. The mom is so naive for someone that was married to a drug addict and got away. I agree. It's like, where are you coming from? Sir says, yeah, I feel Jackson's father's trash, even though he tried to fix things, but he should be straightforward about what he's trying to do. And Vivian says, and she thinks she can still get what she wants by friending Jax, the sister. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the little half sister is trying to use both Jax's father and Jax to make a come up. Let's see what else is going on here. The mom, Anika says, the mom's still trying to redeem the father. It's misguided. I guess she feels Jax is set and don't want to burden her. But that's like crazy. That's what people do for their parents. Mama Lou signs everything to Eddie because she ain't got a job, so he will be better to watch over her during the process of her life, and Jax is busy. Okay, that's Serge's thought. Vivian says, I think it was to remove the control Jax has, because look what she tried to do at the appointment with the doctor. She knows her daughter's gonna do what she wants and may not honor her mother's wishes. That's a thought.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Nika says, still holding on to who he was before the drugs. Okay. Well, you know, what Vivian said may very well be a possibility. You know, Jax was on her own tangent, you know, doing what she felt she thought was best. And as we see, you know, it doesn't always work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Bill. Who had first dibs? It's Shantice. You got this one. Bill.
Billy Bob. Bill was so distraught over losing his family, so because of his career. So now he has to make sure this career thing works, because it's like, now I'm just sacrifice my family for nothing. That was real kind of like, okay, which side is he on? Because he was so like, yeah, I'm down with being partner, but then I don't like the way y'all talking to Jax. But then, okay, what you need me to do? But then I'm coming back to you, Jax. I'm letting them know what was going on, and it was too wishy-washy. And again, it's because I have to now make this worth it. So I'm not about to get divorced and walk away from being partner. Like, what? You know, someone's gonna have to. So because of that dynamic, you know, and now you messing with Jack's friend, and people don't think that doing things like that plays a toll in your decision making, and you know how you move and your mentality and everything. So that was just like that kind of threw me. It wasn't annoying to me. It was just like, okay, which side is he on? You have to literally wait to the end to really see which side he was on.
Mm-hmm. Right. And where do you think he landed?
He landed on the side of his people's, because again, it was all about, I can't take an L on both sides. I can't take an L in my marriage and my career. So she had already sent me the divorce papers. Now I have to make sure I make partners. So whatever that looks like, whatever that means, I have to say and do in order to make this happen, I'm going to make happen. And he ended up walking off with being another one of the partners.
Okay. Ainsley, you got a Bill who wants to do the closing argument after all the hard work is done. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to prove himself though. I mean, he's in a hard place to be in. First of all, you got the partners trying to go behind Jackson's back, and be the spy to what Jackson's doing. And now you think it's going good with your wife. We trying to do good. You take out the dinner, have a good time. Then she says, I want a divorce. Now you got divorce papers, and now you need all this money because you got to pay out the kazoo. So, and really to do that, you got to make partner. But at the same time, to make partner, you gotta basically befriend Jax and whatnot. And now when Jax finds out that what was going on, and so you basically just a snitch basically. He don't have no other choice, because when Jax makes that move, she ain't gonna take him. I wouldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you was really with me, you let me know what's going on. You didn't do that, so no. So he got to make that money, and as Shanti said, he got to stay with his people, keep on doing the shit, and trying to and show that I deserve this. I can do the closing on this big case and whatnot. This case, they make a lot of money. I can do that. I can bring in the big bucks too. So I wanted to see him, like, I was hoping he'd be like, nah, I'm with Jax on this. Nah, how you gonna do that? I really wanted to see that. I really wanted to see like the old Tommy a little bit, but
nah.
He couldn't give that. He could have shut the whole firm down.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit of that, but I'm like, I ain't seeing that. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So it was like he's one of them. He's one of them.
Okay. Vivian says Bill is a weasel. He's out for self, trying to play both sides to get what he wanted. Sally better leave that unstable psycho alone. Sir says Bill is trash too and confused about what to do and whether to be a partner or try to find with Jax. And I believe Bill is trying to use them to take over the firm, and he didn't want Jax to be there. Okay. Teresa says, I wonder how Jax and Jenny's relationship is gonna fare because of him. What? No, Sally? Do you mean Sally? And that's what I was thinking when you saw the closing and you saw her meeting him and they were talking, and I was like, your friend just told you how he tried to play her and you are still buttering up to him. I was really surprised about that. He again coming in with greed, and stars in his eyes and trying to prove something. I honestly believe that he was really trying to press for a partner to get his wife back. I think he thinks if he were to show her that, all that hard work and missing from the family and so forth and so on, that paid off. Here's what I got. I know I didn't do it right in the beginning, but I'm doing it right now, and I'm partner and blah, 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 blah. Then by all means, she would take him back. No, she's asking for more money. That's where her head is. So I think, it really surfaced, what he was about. It killed me when he was talking to the partner, talking to Jackson. I tried to put in a good word and tell them, they need to pay you attention and give you your props. And she was like, oh, the people that I've worked with for all these years, you have to come and tell them how to treat me. And, he really showed his cards, because like has been said, there was one point you couldn't tell what side of the fence he was on.
Right.
But it came out. He didn't look, upset that she was upset. The thing with the closing of the case was just blew me away. I was like, well, how do you think you're going to pop up and close the case? I mean, every single one of us who like courtroom dramas knows that whoever works the case is the one that closes the case. Very rarely do you see them switch hands and now the other person does this. So, you know, for him to even make that suggestion, I was really kind of surprised at. Yeah, really, really kind of thrown. Oh, let's see. We got another comment. Yes. Okay. So you did mean Sally. Sir, it says Sally is dumb, as we all know in season 2, when she put the house and her ex-husband told her not to do it. I don't want her to win the case because she has Bill representing her. Who knows? She's stupid enough to take Bill up in the courtroom and
of course,
let him represent her. Yeah, did she? When, like I said, when I saw her
right now, yeah.
What'd you say?
They kind of made for each other right now.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I have to say, I was really surprised when I saw the two of them talking, and I'm like, because when he showed up to be a real weasel and no good and, you know, scheming, I just knew the next thing they were going to show was showing us was to show Sally, you know, like digging it in, like, oh no, you know, blah 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 blah, and yeah, no, she fell for the okie doke, and like y'all said, you know, this is where she is right now. They're made for one another right now. So, all right, what do you think about the suicide? Ainsley.
Suicide.
Did you see it to the end?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the overdose. Ozzy.
Oh yeah, the Ozzy. You know, it was crazy because, you know, first of all, you realize Ozzy, he really respects Jax, because Jax is straight up, no nonsense, and she moves in a way that is truthfully caring for him, for his best interest. She's not going to tell him stuff he wants to hear. She's not a yes person. Right. You know, you're like, no, that's wrong. Yes, you know, and which is really neat, because it say his family is so dysfunctional. So he really respects that. And then when, you know, and we have to go to their house, and but to me, as I remember, I didn't see the last week. It's been a while. So, but after the dinner's over, I think the reality of going back, I think it just, the overwhelming of everything, it's just, it makes you wonder, like, I think it was. I was hoping that, you know, they wouldn't come to that. I thought they were going to, you know, revive him and stuff like that. But I was like, you know, is this the best way this should happen? You know, could he just like really just overdose and it brought him back and whatnot? But did he have to really die? You know, but then again, probably maybe this is I hate to say it like this, maybe it's the best thing for him. He's out of his misery.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Then for all the dysfunction, you know, then you come find out your father killed. your father's responsible for your fiance's death. Your mother, you know, like you realize the totality of everybody lying about you and stuff like this. You know, it's incredible. You know, so I was hoping he wasn't going to die, and when we start seeing the casket and stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Shatice, what do you think of the twist of not only Ozzy overdosing, but actually dying?
That was a real shock. I didn't see that coming, because this season started with that scene. But you just didn't know who. And then when you found out Mama Lou was sick, I thought it was her that she was going to find. Never saw that coming. It's sad because people ain't your friends. He had that that little bag of drugs on him because of what his friend gave him at the party.
Right.
Go to Jack's house, and you figuring, I'm giving this to my man so he can feel better. You feel better, all right? You don't feel nothing, but now you did, and you really gotta, and he, just took it. And once he made up in his mind, okay, I want to go to Jack's house for family dinner, I don't think that was like really on his mind. Well, let me just take this with me, But as Ainsley said, once Jack said, okay, listen, this is what's about to happen. And he felt so unprepared and not ready to go to rehab because he knew it would physically, mentally, emotionally force him to now do what he actually wants to do. But no one ever wants to go through the process. And that's despite whatever it is, whether it's drugs or anything. No one ever wants to go through the process. Everyone just wants to be better. I want to go from being packed up to being better. I don't want to feel nothing in the middle.
Do the work. Yeah.
And as I said, the rehab scared him. I don't think he took that anticipating to die. I think he took that as like my little quick last hurrah. And maybe I'll walk up in there high. If Jax noticed, she may be disappointed in me, but at least I'll be going. And at least I won't be starting this off fully coherent of what's going on. I get to kind of wean my way into this a little. And unfortunately, it killed him. And one of the things that I kept meditating hard on was these friends. These are not your friends. Because even when he said no, the friend still insisted on giving it to him.
Right.
Just because you want to get high and see people. It's not until you step out of that you notice how much pressure people give when they want someone to get high and drunk with them. It's like, why are you so persistent?
Right.
Sit there, if you want to get drunk, sit there and get high. If you want to get high, why somebody got to do it with you? But it's not until you step out that you see how twisted it really is. So it's that was really, really sad. And I knew Jax was going to blame herself because it was like, well, if I hadn't sprung the whole rehab thing on him like that, he wouldn't have felt pressured and overwhelmed and so on and so forth. But again, as we kept seeing throughout the whole series, she was the only one he really had. The only one. Right. So unfortunately, it was just so sad. I couldn't believe when we saw them in the all black. I was like, oh, come on. Like, I felt like they didn't resuscitate him. Like, so all of them for him to die anyway.
Yeah, you know what too? What man? Because you remember he also had figured he kind of reconciled with his mother a little bit when she says, "Yeah, I believe you." Right. With the whole dog situation, so he realized, no, I believe you. So you feel okay. There's some redeeming things happening for him.
Right.
But it really just set up for a harder fall.
Vivian says, so sad, shaking my head, but Jax was all he had. His family and friends was so trash, and I don't think Jax was going to be enough for him to fight through the addiction and all the trauma. Sir says it was sad that Ozzy had to go out like that, and the last thing he could think of during his last minute was all his good times he had with Jax's family. And Vivian says, I don't know if it was suicide or like one last high before go to rehab. Y'all think he meant to kill himself? No, I personally don't think he went to kill himself. I think I said suicide, because that's, some people could be thinking that. I think it was. I think he was trying to get that last high, and it just was too much. It didn't handle it. It was an overdose. And, if he's trying to get this last high, he may take more, in the greed and the zeal and the zest, of getting that last high in. Because remember, they were on their way. So, yeah, that might have been what he was thinking, trying to, take the stuff real quick and just didn't go the way, he was hoping it would go. Let's talk about Jax leaving, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Jax leaving the law firm. This was a conversation the last time. Shantice, you got first dibs on this one.
I loved it. I love how she just sat and looked real quick and analyzed, like, wait, why am I still sitting here fighting when I'm such an asset and not a liability? Like, they're all holding me back. Especially once that white woman got flipped with her lip. I was surprised she didn't get up and leave then. I was really shocked. I wanted to leave. I don't even work there. That ain't even my field. But hire me just so I could walk out on y'all. That was ridiculous. So for her to just get up and leave and do that, it just shows the boss that she is. Like, because only a real boss can get up and leave, because she already has her own clientele. She already has her reputation. So like she said, I'm the one making this firm the money. Really, I'm getting all the high profile cases. I'm the one winning the high profile cases. You pretty much had me tutoring Bill during this, because it was your scheme, and this is what they do. This is what they do. They know that they're not equipped like that, but they know they have a separate set of skills that they're banking on us not having. So I'm gonna put him under you, because you won't be able to teach him all the. So it's almost like we want to clone you. So if we do drop you or something, then we won't really be losing. But you think I'm gonna teach him all my tricks? You're bugging. So for her to just be able to leave and start her own was just like, show them the boss that you are. Leave all them right there and watch how much money they lose when they don't get the clients that they get once people hear that Jax is no longer a part of that firm.
Right. What about you, Ainsley? Jax leaves the law firm.
We said it before. It looks like she's gonna have to be out. She had to go. I'm glad she just follow her mind, because there's no way in the world as a partner, like in the partnerships, either one can act on behalf of the others and whatnot. But however, this magnitude, now this seems like a founding partner. This ain't like you got a little say so, but ownership of it. And so the two of y'all gonna make this move without her knowledge or consent is utterly ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like, is that even really believable? But such as it's the storyline, I think anybody would be like, what, you plan on doing this major move and you ain't telling me about it? I mean, how dare you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a marriage. How you do something like that and you expect me to be okay with it and be along with it? Nah. That's the end of that. But we kind of saw the writing on the wall coming. Yep. And it's like, she's well positioned for it. She's bringing the money. She's the count. Now, it's one thing when you part of the legal team. There's another one you by yourself. So now you got to build that whole apparatus.
Right.
So probably her staff, her second, will come along. The one who's trying to be the attorney now.
Right.
Her Daniel still be her investigator and stuff like that. She got her space.
I love her.
Whatnot. And what would be interesting? The next case is
Don't say it.
Yeah, Jax against Bill.
I knew it. When I saw him running up the steps, I was like, that's going to be the next case. That's going to be the next case. I definitely saw that coming. I was like, don't say it. Yes, I see. That's what I thought. When I saw him park his car and run up the steps, I was like, okay, they setting us up for the fact that Jax and Bill are going to be on two sides of the table. Yeah, I think, we talked about it. All three of us said, this is what we were hoping. We could see it happening because it was just kind of leading up to it. I was just a little surprised that what's his name was going back to Chicago, because I thought that they were going to partner them up. Morris Chestnut with Jax. Yeah. So I'm glad to see that she did make that move. Let's see what the room is saying. Serge says, and Jax was really, hold on. And Jax was really great to act like a real auntie to him, the one who really wanted the best for him. We're talking about Ozzy again. And Vivian says, yes, I agree with Shantice in my Terrence's voice. All righty. Okay. Serge says, oh, Ozzy's mom is trash that you can't recycle. How are you going to use your son's death's legacy for your gain? Yeah, when the guy said, oh, I'm from so-and-so, and she didn't even blink.
Did you see Jack shake her head? And it's like, this is exactly why he was the way he was.
Right. This is why he in the ground right now.
Right. She didn't even blink. It was almost like, oh, I've been waiting. Where you been? Type of thing. Yeah.
She just got finished saying to Jax, oh, how did he end up at your house? And she said, I invited him to dinner. She said, well, I did too. But yet he chose to go to another person's house. Right. Mm-hmm. This is why.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Teresa says, I hate the mother. She was going to tell his story, that master manipulator. Absolutely. All right. Anika says, finally, leave and get your own. Sir says, Jax's leaving was the best thing she did. And I agree with Shantice. Teresa says, I enjoyed the relationship that Jax and Ozzy had. It was trash that he died, but I love that he went knowing someone loved him unconditionally, that Jax was able to love that way. Teresa says, I felt like a part of Jax healed protecting Ozzy that was hurt when she was, I don't know what SA is. Teresa says, against our girl Jax, Bill is gonna lose. Absolutely. Before we go to the grand finale, let's talk about.
I got a question for you. Just another relationship. Don't you think that Daniel and Ozzy's sister, they could have still kept the relationship going?
I think she lost it when she lied. I think he would have continued the relationship with her because he's into her.
That's
he's really into her. Yeah, I do believe, but I think that lying thing did it when she told this elaborate story
of how she was responsible for everything.
Right, and only to come to find out that she was covering. And at this point, like, I can't trust you. I think they could have, had she not done that, I think he would have been, his nose was open and she could have taken him anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thought. Okay. What about Lewis and this idiot working for him?
You know what I said before, right?
Wait, what did you say?
That's why you can't help a nigga out. Straight up, this Negro right here,
Yeah, he was trying to play this game.
Really, and after all of that, just so glad to see he's finally gone. He's gone. And he's gone.
Yeah.
I give him game. He was trying to work it, though. He was trying to work it, but it just shows you after a period of time, the truth is going to come out.
Right. Right. Shantice, how about you don't know how to play the house, you only know how to play the field?
How are you talking crap from the person you need help from? I still understand people. You were so, what's the term they use? Oh my goodness, what's the term they use? When you go and you apply for a job, underqualified. You were so under. You didn't meet the requirements. You definitely wasn't overqualified. You lied to get the job. The average Black person would have slapped you just for wasting their time during the interview. Because like Lewis said, from when he first realized was You've helped us waste so much time. Like, we needed to get this game out. We got deadlines, bro. Like, what you doing? You lying. We're thinking we're hiring someone that's going to help expedite getting this job done. We wasted time with you learning when you should have been producing. And now we got to go back. People are expecting it. We have people to answer. Right. We have to answer to people as well. And the average person I was like, if Lewis don't get him jumped by now, like, come on. Just get him jumped and get this over with, because he was just too flipped. And I love how it just ended up falling right back on him, because he thought that once that white boss came in and he was able to now throw Lewis under the bus, but how was that going to still help you? I don't know. Because if Lewis got fired, 9 times out of 10, you was going to get let go.
Right, or you gone.
Right, but then not only that, then only for it to backfire on you at the end anyway. Stupid.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? Like the nerve, like we're losing, you're a liability and you're treating yourself like you're an asset. Like losing you would just kill us. No, it's killing us to keep you on payroll right now. That was just horrible. Yeah. And then lying about having a pregnant girlfriend. I was like, yo, I can't.
And the co-worker busted him like, yo, he don't.
Yes. He's on Tinder. He's always bragging about his Tinder account. Yo. Stupid. And I think that was really the final straw for Lewis. Like, yo, you really playing me. You playing on my sympathy. Yo, you just really out there. So no, you know what? It's time for you to go. Well, we got comments. We got nose open. Anika says new haircut and clothes. She messed up line. It's true. Daniel was redressing himself and everything. So you really messed up, girl. Sexually assaulted, Teresa says. Serge says, oh yes, the light-skinned boy thought he was so freaking smart. He wasn't going to be caught trying to play Lewis. Like, Lewis ain't a gangster on the show, on the low. He was really trying Lewis. He was really playing him. Mm. All right. As with what we've come to know about Reasonable Doubt, the cliffhanger. Shantice, you got first dibs on this one.
So Monica then put the Cleo from Set It Off cornrows in. You know, she meant business. When I saw the cornrows, I was like, oh, she gonna pull the trigger. You don't get unpampered to just call a bluff. She pulls up with that and the power boots. All because Ozzy, she was the only one trying to help Ozzy. You were a big part of Ozzy's downfall, loser. How are you now mad at anybody, whether Ozzy committed suicide or whether it was just he just took some bad drugs? You were a huge part of why he needed to self-medicate. How are you now over there to kill this woman? You're that sick. I already knew she was sick when she was in the parking garage yelling, Ozzy, I love you. Yeah. And I'm like, you realize you look like a senior citizen yelling in the playground to a minor that you love them, that you're in love with them. Like, ridiculous. But that, once I saw that, I was like, oh, now we gotta wait. See, this is why I be liking sometimes when I be late watching stuff, because then now I can just binge. I'm like, now we gotta wait how long for a new season, God spares.
Yeah.
What did happen? Was she successful at shooting Jax? Did she miss and shoot Lewis? Did she just shoot in the air and they were able to tackle her and get the gun? We don't know nothing. I'm not liking this waiting. I just wanted to jump in the TV like, no way. It was like when they closed the curtains on the stage, I just wanted to rip like, no way, what happened? But it definitely was a good
cliffhanger.
I mean, yeah, that means we may have to sit through a case with Monica like we did with Tony. Like, why? Or they may not drag it out, you know, because Tony's situation wasn't dragged out this whole season. Thank God. You know, maybe they won't drag it out. Maybe just be at the first few episodes like they did with Tony. But yeah, that was a really good twisted cliffhanger. And we knew, so I didn't think it was going to be that, but I knew. because they just don't. They don't let us win. We just couldn't see a black woman just starting her firm. No, it got to be something wrong. Either somebody got to walk in and shoot, or get the lunch order wrong, or something. It just can't be a smooth day. Something got to go left. But yeah, that was really like, wow, what? And the fact that Jax wasn't there alone, which was good, but now it just leaves more to like the questions in your mind, like, well, did she miss and shoot somebody else, or like what happened? What happened? So yeah, that was crazy.
Okay. Ainsley, what say you about this cliffhanger?
Listen, it wouldn't be reasonable doubt without a cliffhanger. We did it, from episode season 1. We seen it in season 2, and so it had to be something, because after what's going on, we see, Jax, you got the office. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, where's the next storyline going to happen at? What's going to happen, And boom, there it is. So I'm like, there it is. So we knew it was coming. It's like what to expect for season 4. We know what's coming. Yeah, but you would like to see, okay, it kind of just a happy ending. Can we all get along? And it just starts off, nice and fresh for season 4. But no. So I'm already waiting. I would like to see season 4 start.
All righty. Let's see. Lewis got shot. If not Lewis, then Daniel. And Sir says, I'm surprised Lewis didn't punch him at the end, the guy. I'm glad, because that's always the punk move up. And he goes down. I'm glad he didn't hit him, actually. He says, I know Jax didn't get shot for sure. Teresa says, prediction, Lewis is going to die. Their relationship is too happy. If they go to that, I'm done.
Yeah.
I am tired of them destroying. If they decide to destroy this relationship of them after they came back from the Tony thing, after they came back from the Eddie thing, if y'all decide to take this down that road, I'm not watching it anymore. I'm not. Yep. Because they did it with Good Times. They killed off James. No. But
but dude, sometimes they do something and you be like, that's it. What was that series? Cleaning Lady. It got so ridiculous. I was like, nah, I can't watch no more of this, man. That's it.
Yeah.
But remember, that's why Sheryl Lee Ralph left Moesha, because they changed the dynamic of Frank being an upstanding family. He was a widower, and she, he got remarried to her, and then they changed the whole trajectory when come to find out his nephew was the love child, and she was like, okay, that's it, I'm done. That's why I said they couldn't just have it with a black woman start her own firm. Something just had to go wrong that day. But yeah, hopefully they don't, because I'm with you, Pastor Steph. I'm good off of it, and I would make some noise like, oh yeah, I would watch it. But since you wanted to kill the great family dynamic, I'm good. Yeah. We already had Eddie, a drug addict. Like, come on, it's enough.
Right. To be said, stop killing good black fathers, and that's where I'm going. The writers have done an excellent job where they have reconciled Jax and Lewis, despite the fact of both their infidelity. They've survived this whole baby thing. They survived the baby dying thing. They survived the baby mama lawsuit drama, and then you get them to this point, and then you kill off. They better rewrite it now. Better be Daniel. Here's what I'm hoping, and this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, because they say something about what's her name? Keisha? What's her name?
Who?
The girl who works in the office.
Oh, the heavyset one?
Yeah.
I forgot.
They said, oh, we wish she was here to see it. I'm hoping she came and walked up behind Monica and shot Monica. That's what I'm hoping.
I don't think, but she don't carry no gun.
I don't care, but this is the one day
Don't
she
need
did.
to just slap her. Wow, that'd be enough.
And the gun goes off. You know, I'm really hoping that, you know, that's something that happens. You know, somebody walks in unexpectedly and, you know, they shoot her, you know, they shoot Monica, because the three that's in there now, they could kill off Daniel, because now that there's no love story with Daniel's now expendable. You know, since we ain't gonna see him in love with Ozzy's sister no more.
No, he's an investigator. He's a trusted investigator throughout all the things. Nah, he can't go.
Not only that,
who else is left? Who else is left? Lewis or Jax. So you can't have one of them two. So of the three, I'm sorry, they can get rid of Daniel.
It could have been maybe she shot in the air. Or I thought like what you thought, maybe by the time someone tried to tackle her, the gun just went off. And maybe shot herself or whatever the case may be. But I don't, for some reason, I don't think they're going to kill off Daniel, because he got beat up in season 1 for helping Jax with the case. I don't see them now. It's like, oh, okay, now you did. Did you let him come back?
Yeah, I can't see
that was a serious beatdown.
I can't see it either if there was a fourth person. But the only other two people, Jax and Lewis, they're the only other two people. You can't kill off Jax. They have already written in their 4th season. They've been signed up for a 4th season. Can't be Jax. If it's Lewis, I tell you one thing, the three of us are not the only 3 that's going to sign off on Reasonable Doubt. I can guarantee you that. Because black people are tired of it. We're tired of it. We're tired of, you know, finally something is, they've already been through so much.
Right.
And now you're going to kill them off? Nah. I don't even care if he wanted to leave the show. Y'all better put a stand in, change the character. You've done it before. Do it again.
I hate it.
No, I do too, but I'd rather that than to kill him off. Or Serge says, or she pushed her, then Daniel got shot because Keisha, her name is Keisha, pushing her, and Daniel is a good assistant to Jax. So I'm hoping that, you know, by the time she fired, everybody had ducked, or, you know, Keisha then shot her from behind, or somebody pulled out a gun. What about Daniel? Daniel got a gun. He's an investigator. Pow. He shoots her. So maybe let's hope that happens. I can take anything but the killing of Lewis.
No, I'm writing whoever. And I'm like, you'll never work in this business again. You say, that'll be too much.
Yeah.
No, why did Serge say we won't get rid of Daniel? We need an Asian person in the show. All right, you know what, Serge? It's time.
I was going to say something like that too. He's not talking Asian.
Well, let's talk nominees before we head up out of here. Who we nominating? Of course. What is her name? Who can pronounce her name?
Jax's name?
Maya Z.
What's her name?
Amayatsi.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, but I didn't want to destroy her name, so I kind of left it alone. All right, definitely lead. Oh, Teresa said maybe Jax will get hurt again. I considered that. I was like, okay, so if they shoot Jax, Jax ain't gonna be dead. They'll be in a hospital. That's how they'll start it. They'll start the season with everybody standing over her bed in a hospital. So
right,
that's what I thought about
season
too.
3 start actually again? When will the next season 4 start again?
We don't know.
I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
We know
we'll find out.
26.
All right. So next thing for us are the My 2 Cents Awards, virtual awards. So keep posted, everybody, so you'll hear the developments. We will chat and announce how we're moving forward before the year is out. So thank you so much. We love chatting with you and reviewing. So it says, all I know is we need a season 4. They've already been signed for season 4, Serge. So Your Wish is their command. They're already on for season 4, right? Right as they were starting season 2. I'm sorry, season 3.
Yeah, they announced season 4.
Teresa says maybe the daughter will pop out and they need to change that character. Okay. Yeah, I'm tired of Naima. She corny. She's corny. I don't like her. I don't like her character. I think she's a whiny brat, and they could do without her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she like her. Light-skinned.
No. Nigga says she's overdue to go. Yeah, she's corny. She's straight corny. They no. But listen, check us out tomorrow morning on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, Freestyle Friday, with our brother Ainsley as we talk to the men of the show. Until then, it's your girl, Pastor Steph.
Shantice.
It's that Brooklyn guy, Ainsley.
All righty. Check y'all in the morning. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Listen out for the virtual awards. It's coming by the end of the month. All right.
Peace out.